So what if I told you there's an AI that can write a complex medical report not just faster than a human doctor, but actually better? Seriously, how is that even possible? And what does it mean for the future of medicine? Let's get into it.
Okay, so this whole story starts with a huge problem in healthcare. If you or someone you love is worried about dementia, you know that getting a diagnosis can be this really slow, nerve-wracking process. The demand for these assessments is just exploding. So what's the holdup?
2 hours. That's how long it takes a highly trained psychologist to write just one of these detailed reports after a patient has been tested. 2 full hours of intense work for every single patient. You can see how that backlog just builds and builds.
And this, right here, is what experts call the reporting bottleneck. It's this massive traffic jam in the system, and it's all because the process is slow, it's done by hand, and honestly, the quality can be all over the place.
So, why 2 hours? Well, it's a grind. The psychologist has to give the tests, score them, then take all that raw data and figure out what it means next to the patient's entire life story and medical history. Then they have to write it all up in a detailed report and then revise it. It all comes down to one person's time and effort.
And this isn't just some minor inconvenience. It has real-world consequences. A study from 2018 found that for nearly 3/4, 73% of referring doctors, these long waits were actually hurting patient care. That is a massive problem. So, how in the world do you fix something like that? Well, a team of researchers in South Korea thought, what if we could automate it? They developed an AI assistant specifically designed to smash through this bottleneck. They call it ReadSmart4U.
So what is ReadSmart4U? It's pretty straightforward. It's a web tool where a clinician can just plug in the raw test scores from a patient. The AI then crunches all those numbers and bam, it spits out a complete, well-structured report. It basically does all the heavy lifting of the writing.
And when you put the two side by side, the difference is just staggering. We're talking about going from around 2 hours of manual work down to less than 5 minutes. And this is critical, you go from quality that can be pretty variable to quality that is rock solid, consistent. It's a total game changer for the workflow.
But, being fast is one thing. The real question is it any good? Could an AI actually write a better report than a human expert? To find out, the researchers set up a really rigorous, fair fight, a direct, head-to-head competition, human versus machine. And they were super careful about the setup. They took 150 real patient cases. For every single one, they had a report written by a certified clinical psychologist and another one generated by the AI. Then they brought in 3 independent experts to be the judges. And here's the most important part. The judges were blinded. They had absolutely no idea if they were reading a report from a person or a computer.
And just to be totally transparent here, while the people who made the tool also wrote the study, they took a really important step to make sure it was fair. The expert judges who were scoring everything, they had zero connection to the company. That made the results as unbiased as you can get.
Okay, so the stage is set. Human reports versus AI reports. Blind judges. So, who won? Well, the results weren't just surprising, they were kind of a blowout.
I mean, just look at this. The results were decisive. For overall quality, on a scale of 100, the human experts averaged a pretty respectable 74.5. But the reports from ReadSmart4U? A stunning 87.3. It wasn't even close. The AI was significantly better. And it gets even wilder. When the judges directly compared the 2 reports for each patient, they said the AI's version was superior over 80% of the time. The human expert was only judged to be better in less than 18% of cases. That is just an overwhelming victory for the AI.
And this wasn't just some fluke in the overall score. The AI won across the board. I mean, it beat the human experts in every single category they measured. From the accuracy of the medical terms and how it interpreted the data, to how useful it was, and even just the quality of the writing itself. A clean sweep.
But maybe the most powerful number in this whole study is this one, 0. While a few of the human-written reports were actually flagged as poor quality, not a single one of the 150 AI reports fell into that category. That tells you everything you need to know about its consistency and reliability. So,
Does this mean we're about to see a bunch of psychologists out of a job? No, not at all. And this is probably the most important takeaway here. You have to understand this is a tool, not a replacement. I mean, it's the first question you'd ask, right? If the AI is so much better and faster at writing the report, do you even need the expert anymore? And the researchers say the answer is a huge, definitive yes.
And that's because there are so many vital things the AI just can't do. It can't read the room. It can't tell if a patient was feeling anxious or tired that day. It doesn't know if they were trying their best or if the fire alarm went off outside. You know, it can't integrate all that subtle human context. The AI only knows the numbers, the human knows the patient.
You know, the study's authors put it perfectly. They called ReadSmart4U a valuable complementary tool. It takes over the most time-consuming, repetitive part of the job and does it with incredible speed and reliability. And that frees up the actual human expert to focus on the things that really matter, the nuanced parts of patient care that only a person can handle.
So, this is already starting to change one field of medicine. But it really makes you wonder, what happens when every single medical specialist, every radiologist, every pathologist, every doctor drowning in paperwork has an AI assistant this good? What could that really mean for all of us?